like Optic, they salvaged that last game to an extent. They did have a lot of issues in transition. They salvaged it. They got into the top 5. They find themselves now in 5th place. So for Optic, these next games is going to be absolutely key execution-wise. They have to keep it together, and they have the veteran presence maybe to do that.
Yeah, anybody that's between, I would say, 3 through 6 right now just really is feeling the pressure. They want to make it in there. They want to go to Berlin. Everybody wants to go to Worlds. This is the gateway to get there. 2 rounds left. You can't leave anything on the table at this point. You just have to make sure that you're going for everything. That's one of the things I like about Cloud9. You can see that they're playing so aggressively right now. They know that they need every single point they can get. I mean, what? First and second place, 20-point difference right now.
Absolutely, and that is nothing at all considering the 15 points for kills. Now, we have seen the plane path complete, and all the teams are out. Georgia Pole is going to be a center point here, looking for Slime Squad to head that way. Everyone now has to feel it, but the question is, we are in the last 2 games. Are we going to be in a situation where hot drops start to occur? Looking at the map, we don't see anything out of the ordinary just yet. God Squad trying to make their way down to the military island. Eunited also, everyone trying to get to that eastern side of the map. No hot drops apparent just yet, but that's got to be on the back of your mind if you're in the top 5.
Circle has now popped, and it's going to be a cruel mistress for everybody. Uh-oh, the guy Nova Richie's just juking out there. You know, might as well go for it. Maybe there's a chance that you can get it if you can connect with the car kill, but not going to be anything if you end up losing it out there. So with this, we saw a very cruel transition from plane path to circle. You can see a lot of these guys still up in the air at the direct time. The United guys trying to do a long stretch over there, as well as the Nova guys. We were talking about Ghost. Ghost's comfort spot they love to play is Milta, and this is a long push to get over in that Milta area, and you can see that they necessarily couldn't make it. They actually had to go find boats and push into the Milta area.
No doubt. So for Honeybadgernation, they have to still be feeling that jitter, that, oh my God, that just happened to us kind of feeling. But for now, it's time to buckle down. They've got themselves a boat. They're moving along the channel between the main island and the military island. They are actually trailing Ghost. We have seen the first circle reveal itself. We are headed east, so this, again, is going to mount a lot of pressure on the western side of the play zone. If you're headed to that Milta region, you have to get there fast.
What's really interesting about this is the amount of boats that have already been denied for maneuverability later inside of the game. We can see that there were, what, at that point, 5, 6 boats already presently being used. Everybody's doing that hard push because, again, it's Ghost Gaming, Honeybadgernation that play around that Milta area, our first and second spots, right next to each other.
For Tempo Storm, not the game, not the tournament that they have been wanting to play so far. They are not out of it yet. They have the opportunity to climb the leaderboards, but these next 2 games, like every other team in this lobby, now is the time. If you're Tempo Storm, they haven't been changing anything. They're sticking to their loot strategy. You can see them here all spread out far away from the play zone. They have to get back together. They have to keep in it, but we are going to see the first down and likely kill of this game as Nerf is taken down from Nova, first player out of the lobby. If you're Tempo Storm, do you make any changes?
At this point, they don't have the circle going their way. They're in their comfort zone. You know, they're off on their Gatka area. They're separated out. They're getting exactly what they need. They're getting the time to loot. They get to choose how they come into the circle. The problem with it is there's so many teams smack dab in the center of the map right now based off of that plane path. It's going to be really hard to bisect through and find safe transition points.
Trigger Happy had the setup to maybe do something last game, but Cloud9 and other pressures on the map did not allow them to get too far. So for Trigger Happy, we are going to see what song they're singing in their loot phase now.
Sites if you guys have any.
Connor, did you pick up that other UAV?
We can't really scout anything off there.
I'm disappointed every
no
single time
songs,
here.
yeah.
No songs.
Well, that's true.
I need more Vanessa Carlton.
But it's like, so at least it's a good rotation.
Well, yeah, but we still can't scout any.
Well, this is just really hard to set up. Like,
How much 5.5? Does anyone have like extra? Nope.
I need a vertical grip and.
Right, I'll pick up the extra 5.5.
Is there a level 2 helmet over here, Fear?
Nope. I'll keep the AK.
So you can kind of hear them trying to figure out what they want to do with their rotation. They're talking about how difficult it's going to be to scout in this situation. So they're just trying to figure out, like, what are we going to do here? And for everyone on the west side, it's going to be hard for them.
Yeah, at this point, you have to make sure you can get as much loot as you can and transition early. That's one of the big things that they were talking about, loot. Like, this is what I need. This is what I've got. Let me pick this up for you. Because at this stage, everybody knows that they need to maneuver as fast as possible because you do not want to be the last team trying to breach into this area.
And really that centering strategy now, even though the circle has not even begun to shrink, you have to know that teams are making their way there. And we can see United staying active here, actually taking some shots at a transition. I'm not actually sure who he's shooting at, but We didn't see who that was. Kaisuko staying active here. Nerf already down from Nova. And now looking at the predictions from the casters, Ghost, obviously, wild card between Toffees and Cameron. I guess it's Ghost now for Cameron. Maybe he made a late switch there, but
he saw the circle and was like, "Oh, this
You know
favors
what?
this. Let's
This
switch it
Ghost.
over there. I'm going to make it Ghost now, okay, guys?"
Fair enough. Wildcard is actually, that's the story really for me, is that this is a team that came in, had a really rough first day, had some issues, but now they've been putting it together, something that we've seen from them online. Now on LAN, I'm really excited to see how they've come together as a team.
And yes, we probably should address that because, as you might have noticed, we haven't talked about it a whole bunch because we've been talking about it day 1 and day 2, but this is actually 2 different duos. The guys from Ghost needed to find some replacements to play inside of this, so they actually picked up the guys from Envious.
Right.
So this is 2 different duos from 2 different teams that are known for just being great at murdering the world whenever they play PUBG, now combining together and really trying to climb up through the ladder. And this is the first time we're actually seeing them not in first place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just going to say, maybe we're starting to see them crack here as these guys have not really been playing that well from a calling standpoint. The rotation's messy. What happens when things go wrong, not that clear. So for Venerated, trying to keep control of this all-star squad, we'll have to see what their calls are like and what they have to say for themselves.
Just wait for you. Wait for him.
Okay.
I'll wait for McCoy at least.
Like 10 seconds out now.
Going across the red house together.
Yep.
I love how they're communicating down to seconds that they think they're going to be able to connect with
Crashing
each other.
down.
Uh-oh. There is someone there already. Oh, that's Venerated there. Oh, it's the markers that I was concerned about.
This is a very popular place for a lot of the teams to play in a circle such as this.
Yep.
Means that
Fires
they
from
might be
far.
under a lot of pressure based off of movements.
No doubt. And for Ghost, really, Venerated, Balak is the voice missing at this stage for them. Balak is known for his very strong in-game leadership, always keeping the reins on his high-powered team. And sometimes that is the case, that you need to have someone controlling the team. Even though they have all that talent, you have to be able to direct it in the right way. So missing Balak here is big for them, but for now, it's not over yet. They're still in a great spot, holding on to that second place. They've had a good first half of the tournament. They just need to be able to close it out.
And that's one of the hard parts about PUBG. Whenever you've got guys that are such good shots, they want to be able to take every shot that they can get. And sometimes that leads for them to overextend. So it's really hard as a shot caller to rein them back and say, no, guys, we got to wait. We got to hit this shot. We've got to move together. So it's great to see them coalescing now. You can tell that they were talking about trying to get into spots that they really feel are confident to play from.
So for this first play zone, as we see the circle shrinking, this center density, something we've seen this entire tournament. It's just, my telestrator doesn't want to cooperate. In the center where you see all those nameplates, that's going to be an issue as you start to see the pressure begin to mount. Flyquest, a team that has been fodder for basically every other team in every fight, they find themselves right next to C9. Eunited is there as well. So this first shift is going to dictate north or south where we're going to go. That northern end, Dignitas has come in slow and steady. Tempo Storm opting for the same strategy, but for Slime Squad, they're going to have a hard time getting through that northern area. They might want to try and skirt through Razak, but they just don't have that information yet.
There's a lot of stuff that's happening right around the Death Road area. You can see where Ghost positioned at. Just to the north of them is going to be where Trigger Happy moves into. Just north of that is going to be where Optic's at. If anybody has to do a hard transition, let's say the circle goes really far north, maybe towards the Asnaya, all these guys that are due up and centered are going to have to move, and it's just going to be kill box after kill box coming into play.
So Eunited, Optic arriving in the compound just below them. They have to hear that motorcycle. They know that someone's arriving. Hypoc in the lead vehicle. The rest of Optic not there just yet. Hetror and company a little further behind. No sights, only the 3X on Kaisuko's Car 98. Dignitas also on the move.
We're seeing this. We saw this yesterday. Dignitas manages to collapse so quickly inside of this area. They got it down onto Zampa, which
That's
is
bad.
a huge detriment for Tempo Storm. That's one of their main gunners. He is their flanker.
Wow.
They do a lot of their plays based around him. For him
Wow.
to die in transition here is absolute trouble for them.
So for Zampa, losing him this early in the game, that eviscerates Tempo Storm's ability to carry in team fights. Dignitas staying active, shooting at Slime Squad as they move past. So again, talking about Tempo Storm, losing players in transition. Zampa basically split off and destroyed by Dignitas. The rest of Tempo Storm going all the way beyond Stalber. Maluk already making his spot on the south, the north of the play zone. Tempo Storm just scattered in transition, it seems.
Well, you could tell the fact that they had a push over. One of their guys made it. Zampa didn't make it, and the rest of the Tempo Storm guys now going for a reposition out and around now.
So for Cloud9, checking in with them, Ghost here as well. They are actually sharing a compound across from each other. You cannot see on this screen, but Cloud9 does occupy that compound across from Ghost. So they're going to be taking a look at each other here. As you can see, this is going to be an important choke point as they're in the dead center. And Profi is down and actually killed by Drassel.
Looks like he was under fire, jumped out, tried to get the spin around, and gets taken down. God Squad's making their push up from military base. Looks like they managed to catch some stragglers coming out from Ghost.
Ghost waited a really long time to rejoin their teammates. I'm not sure if they're limited by their loot. Looks like Caden still with that level 1 helmet, only the AK. Not a lot of ammunition, clearly still in their loot phase. They did the split, and now it's cost them again. Profi so constantly killed in transition, and that is just unfortunate again for Ghost.
We've got a little bit of a fight that's breaking out in the northern area of the circle. It's got Dignitas all collapsed down right around where Orbit is at, as well as the guys from Slime Squad. Slime Squad's been doing a lot of clutch plays coming through there, but Dignitas absolutely destroying Orbit at the time.
So it looks like that northern portion of the play zone is being used in transition for those who want to avoid that pressure on the western portion of the map. NRG has arrived with Wildcard. They're both there. But now it's Slime Squad, Dignitas, and Team Gates all mixed in with each other. Sorry, excuse me, that's Tempo Storm, and Orbit is there as well.
We're seeing the fact that with this fight moving further and further east, it's causing a lot of trouble. Now the guys that won the last round, Honeybadgernation, and a little bit of duress as they're bumping into God Squad. These are two squads that have been destroying today. They've separated out. Fast Rail's already down and out. Grizzly is down as well. That's just going to be an easy mop-up for them, and that's two people from Honeybadgernation already down and out. But we already saw a strong clutch play coming up from Wick earlier, so maybe not the worst yet.
Lightning may strike twice in that regard, but we have seen another circle shift. We are moving further to the west. This is going to favor teams like Team Gates, Wildcard, and NRG, who have found themselves in an interesting spot here. Taylor J and Drassel picking up a nice couple of kills.
And was Grizzly still alive there? I guess they were just kind of like leaving him to hang out, maybe use him as bait.
It might have been a visual bug. I think I saw them both go down. But
all right, so here we go. We've got the guys from Gankstars riding by right next to Eunited. I gotta say, Eunited knows that they need the points, and they are gunning for him. You can see they're taking every shot they can, but they overextended a little bit, and it's gonna be Hypoc that's getting some damage out. Now a lot of damage coming over towards Nitrogen. Can't quite get the down due to the reload.
The reload timing, unfortunate there. He got the buggy to stop, unable to get the kill secured. Optic has picked up a couple of kills there. Smeagol knocking himself likely in a vehicle transition. Now that's one kill for Optic. They need this, absolutely. Totality has arrived as well. Now this area is certainly lighting up.
Let's just let Motivate run through this as well. This is just turning into the place to hang out right now as Blaze is trying to realize, no, wait, this is not where I want to be at. Bullets cascading down from the side as Hypoc's trying to line up another shot. Smeagol's down and out off in the distance. You can see getting really close to connecting, lots of damage coming up. It looks like they're going to play down inside that little divot because there is nowhere for them to go.
Hypoc using that sight to full effect, trying to land some shots on the transitioning UAZ of Gankstars. Smeagol actually does die, so no kill credit going out there. Flyquest also taking shots at Gankstars, who apparently have been eliminated. That's unfortunate for them. Now Orbit and the rest of I believe it's Motivate has taken up right across from Optic, but again, that center zone, very dense with players, and just like that, the circle transitions once again.
Well, we've got Motivate down in one position. We've got, I think, the last player from Orbit just hiding in a shack right next to them, praying that nobody decides to push in the general vicinity of them. Trigger Happy's going fairly live and taking some long-range shots over at the guys from Flyquest, as you can see on the minimap. Everybody's kind of within touching range at this point, so there's going to be a lot of back-and-forth shots. We're entering that attrition phase where everybody's just trying to burn off some damage, kind of maybe burn some meds, get rid of some armor, some helmets, just try to see what they can get out of every single shot they can get here, but probably not going to be too bloody until we actually see somebody transition.
So for Trigger Happy, they are now arriving in their vehicles. They have to take the hillside. C9 is there. For Ghost Gaming, they are still split. I don't believe that Venerated has been able to make it back with the rest of his squad. There, I see the vehicle starting to move around for them. Trigger Happy and Cloud9 looking at each other at the top of this hill. God Squad has been staying fairly active here. They're now taking shots at Nova. You can see that's Drassel finishing off Landoon. No support there, no trades available. Another easy kill for God Squad.
And there is one last member of Nova kind of hiding off in a shack, realizing the fact that it is not turning in favor for them. So just going to bunker down and try to play for position at this point. Eunited and Optic still taking pot shots fairly long range back and forth at each other. Meanwhile, Cloud9 still playing along this death road spot. Depending on how we see a transition, this almost kind of forms like a river point, what we were talking about inside the last game.
Right.
If you play across this hilltop where this road is at, you can kind of catch people as they have to go either north or south, and you can actually dictate fights either way.
Moody playing well so far, however, not translating to team success. We have seen this circle shrink once again. Another transition stage about to start. Now the pressure will begin to mount. The western portion of the play zone relatively vacant, except for a split wildcard, opting for that split strategy once again. And for Slime Squad, who've been taking shots from all sides, Team Gates arriving just to their north. We'll see what happens here with Team Gates, who have had a quiet day 3.
And we actually also see that Cloud9's going to be able to get a chest there. What did they get out of the crate? Oh, it's going to be a Groza. This could be fairly influential if they end up in a close range fight, because we were just talking about how the area that they're playing, we could see some transitions. A Groza close range unloading onto a vehicle can get you some easy kills.
So we have seen another transition. The circle has centered almost perfectly on the previous play zone. So for everyone who's in a good spot, they don't have to move too far. Wildcard has come to the crates, and just like that, Moody has now using that new Groza and is taking down Wildcard one at a time. Pride has been downed as well. Moody in the shack on the defensive. He's got Wildcard just outside. He's got to push with the Groza. Now's the time. Moody gets one. He's got to back off. He has to med. Wildcard in trouble. That's actually 2 down for Wildcard up the hill. Now more comes up. Wildcard in trouble. He has to back off. Kaint playing fully defensive here. He's backing off teammates that could have potentially been saved. That was 3 down for Moody, going 1v3. Kaint has to back off. Wildcard, our third place team, all of a sudden facing early elimination.
And they just take off. Kaint wants no part of this, retreating back to the edge of the circle there. Nice, solid performance coming out from the guys from Cloud9. I gotta say, that was really brave. He knew he was under fire, had to dodge a grenade, and still steps out and takes the shot because he knew he needed to get it.
Really well played. Moody does finish off Pride. Wildcard just like that, down to only 1 player. 19 teams remaining. This is disastrous for them in game number 3 on today.
And you can see that the guys over there from Honeybadgernation not afraid to take a couple of pot shots on people around them, even though they're down a couple of members. Really like to see that. You know the fact that they feel really good off of that last round, specifically Wick. Now it's a matter of can he rein in those emotions and not overextend.
Yes, and really overextending not going to be an option for them, as they just don't have the manpower. The circle is shrinking once again. Dignitas has yet to find a foothold in the current play zone. You can see Pat Caps taking pot shots across the way. I believe they're engaging with Spacestation Gaming at the edge of the play zone. And for them, Flyquest, I believe that is Flyquest. What icon is that? I can't see.
Off in the distance,
that's
that's
Honeybadgernation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their little helmet. It's the camo that gets me every single time.
It's camouflaged in with the background.
So Honeybadgernation still with 2 strong, trading with Pat Caps and company. You have to wonder, are they going full defensive already?
It doesn't look to be this point. Like, you can see the God Squad's trying to get a foothold and just try to get some form of reprieve so that way they can take some shots, but they're just getting shot from so many different angles right now, as again, Honeybadgernation not afraid to show where they're at. They will take shot after shot at anybody that's around them, really pinning them and forcing God Squad to play inside that shack right now and play on a very defensive foot.
So for now, Honeybadgernation, 0 kills so far. Again, fully defensive at this stage. They know that God Squad is there, but there's nothing they can really do to finish that fight. God Squad is split between 2 separate points. The circle about to change once again. This is going to be very difficult for teams. Still 62 alive, 19 teams remaining.
And there's not a lot of good cover pieces left, depending on this shift. We were talking about how Death Road's kind of a participant inside of it. We've got multiple people already stacked, waiting for a transition point to come into play. A couple of long-range shots are coming through here, but God Squad's under a lot of duress. Let's listen in.
Wildcard's out.
No, come back. Yeah, come back. Enough for that. Enough with. All right.
So it looks like they're just chilling
That
for
doesn't
now.
seem to be like getting pushed. We might get every single circle here.
We still have our bike tires.
Okay, we got circle.
These guys are gonna push.
Wow, that circle shift is going to be a problem for them. You can already hear them
Honestly, let them have
strategizing.
Trying to work out how to get out of the situation because they know that they're being shot from
Watch
so
out,
many
I was getting
angles.
shot there. I don't know by who.
So you can tell that they're aware of what's happening around them. Here is the new circle. We have shifted further to the southwest. This is favoring Cloud9. Honeybadgernation doesn't have to move either. This is a godsend for them. They're not going to have to go anywhere. But look at this vehicle transition.
So many squads are collapsing down right into where Cloud9 is at. They're just going to crest right over the hills, and they're just going to take pot shot after pot shot. This is exactly what Cloud9 was hoping for, that they can get so much damage in this transition phase. Right back behind them is going to be Trigger Happy in a great position as well. Between the two of them, they can just cascade kill into kill as they weaken each opponent as they come into the circle. circle. God Squad still held down in their lower position. Slime Squad doing a hard push up there, but look in the northern area of the circle, it's just getting so bloody.
Yeah, it's absolutely chaos. You can see NRG also getting involved here. It is Flyquest, Trigger Happy battling with each other, finishing one, and it's just an absolute domination on the map. Flyquest is at the center point of it at this point. They are taking shots at Gunner, the last man in that area for his squad. Flyquest feeling good right now on the edge, but that northern portion with NRG, Team Gates, everyone is moving, and Optic is really sitting very quietly, not moving anywhere. They can hear all this happening around them. Flyquest and Trigger Happy, however, going head-to-head. Trigger Happy on their back foot.
But look at that chaos in the northwestern area of the circle. We've got NRG, Team Gates all stacked on top of each other. A lot of shots going back and forth. They're all outside of the circle. They need to make their way inside of it. Dignitas taking a little bit of damage from the guys. Your boy Dre hitting some shots as well. Everybody's trying to condense into a very rough location, as now Ghost is coming alive on the backside of that, doing a lot of damage to Flyquest.
So Tempo Storm also there. You can see them picking up some frags. Dre and Maluk taking it to both Dignitas and Flyquest, as Ghost is now coming alive. Flyquest being fully flanked. They're going for it. Steezy BB, the last man standing. He's got to go 2v1 here. McCoy is also there in the support, so this is a 3v1 situation. They know he's inside. They have to push as a team. Steezy jumps out. Wow, and gets immediately murdered.
Just like, he steps out, it's like, no, you don't get to do this.
The pump shotgun, that's what it's made for. So Ghost does pick up a team elimination there. Flyquest, just like that, they look good for a second and then destroyed.
But if we could bring up the map, look at everybody that's trying to disengage from each other. You can see that Optic has managed to get a little bit of a foothold inside of the safe circle, but we still have Totality, NRG, Gates, all caught in this really long fight as they're trying to push down to where Slime Squad is at.
This whole area of the map is still under siege. Team Gates, Energy, Totality there. Optic trying to make their way in. Valiant has been taken down. Slime Squad playing Gatekeeper now. Optic may be waiting just a little bit too long. They have no maneuverability. They have to deal with Tony V and that withering fire from the Mini 14. They have very little option here. This is a critical moment for Optic.
Optic has to step up, and they have to get some form of control. You can see the smokes are going out. They do have a couple of vehicles they can play around. Valley is down. Looks like they managed to make it safely over to him. Tony V is wanting to go for a flank on the outside of this, but we still have so much chaos with the teams that are just on the outside of this. This is getting really, really dangerous from anybody. Hypoc has got to be left by his lonesome. It's too risky to run back. The circle is now condensing down onto Optic and is going to force them to have to make a move in a second.
They haven't been able to stay active here. They're running around now. Valley without his helmet. The gun is away. Unfortunate for Valiant. He does go down. Optic is coming apart here. Slime Squad is destroying. We're now listening to the team comms of Slime Squad.
Vaz making the run up the hill.
Twice. Nice. They got up the hill. They got up the hill. They got up the hill 300.
But now that Optic does have that position, they're going to be right next to Team Gates and getting caught in a touch of a crossfire. You can see the bullets on the mini-map going back and forth.
They're still running. They're still running. They're running. They're trying to get above you. West.
Optic is in trouble here. They've already downed another one on Baja.
Nice.
Baja finished off. They have to still. They do finish off Optic. Optic goes down in 14th place. A disaster for a top 5 team. That is going to be huge for them. Slime Squad, however, eliminating a top 5 team is going to be big for them as well. They still have 3 strong, 6 kills. Excellent play from Slime Squad, and Optic really dropped the ball there.
It should be noted that Optic was in 5th place, Slime Squad was in 6th place. This is going to allow them to move up at least one more spot. Team Gates, the other squad that's right next to them, is going to be the next squad that they're going to have to interact with, and they want to take down because Gates is presently in 4th.
So if they can continue to roll through this and try and pick up kills, we have seen the circle shift a little bit further to the west as, again, Microstar takes down Venerated. That's from Ghost. Just like that, Slime Squad becoming a huge story here. McCoy also in the open. He could go down.
Try to run.
One more shot. He will not make it. The headshot coming in from Microstar. Caden, the last man standing. He's at the top of the hill. There is a lot on the line here for Ghost. They need to have a good game here. A 12th place finish would be just not enough. And they are taking withering fire. There's nothing for Ghost to do here.
Cover fire's back behind it. He's peppering in shots on the other side of this. Right now, Caden is just pincered between 2 spots, having to hide and smoke.
So for now, it looks like Caden has all of the team's hopes on his back. Caden has to survive. He has the res. Ghost remaining with 2 players. Trigger Fire is there, and Trigger Happy is there as well. And just like that, Ghost has been eliminated. Ghost is eliminated. That is huge for them. 11th place. Trigger Happy coming from behind. That is terrible for Ghost.
But now they're just getting destroyed by the guys from Cloud9 who heard that long-range shots coming out there, and that's going to be all she wrote for Trigger Happy as we are now down to 9 teams, 22 people alive. And I got to say, Cloud9 in a great spot as they look down on the guys from Slime Squad trying to run up this hillside. That is going to be so hard for them to do.
Cloud9 now playing with everything on the line here. They are now taking return fire. 8 kills already, 7 kills on Slime Squad. They have maintained that 3 strong. Snowbird is down, but they have been taking a lot of shots here at everyone around them. They have the low ground position. Slime Squad has to maneuver away from Cloud9.
Cloud9's just playing across this flat top area, taking shots at anybody that they can down around them. You can see God Squad looks like they're going for a reposition. Nova's on the outside of the circle, taking a little bit of damage right now, so he's probably just tanking it up as he can. It's going to be a little bit of a reposition as up in the north, it's still pretty violent up here as Cloud9 is just not giving anybody a chance to get any form of bearings. Every time they peek around a corner, these guys are just firing down on them.
Moody always alive with that. Oh, a nice nade from Stab takes down Taylor J. That's going to be an easy down for them. The circle is pressuring God Squad. I don't think they have the maneuverability. Pat Caps is stuck in the zone. Nova is stuck in the zone as well. Yeah, Richie coming in behind with their vehicles. Taylor J is finished off. Pat Caps get the down onto Richie. This is bad for God Squad and Nova, but great for C9.
Let's see Spacestation Gaming way off in the distance, down in that red building, just letting everything play out around him.
Chilling.
Just chilling there has bought them another 2 spots. But if we bounce back over to the map real quick, you can see the new circle has popped up. Cloud9 is right on the edge of it. We've got the guys from Slime Squad just have to move a little bit. Team Gates is going to have to move. Terror Gate still alive from Totality. We've got the guys from Dignitas right next to the guys from Tempo Storm. So the way that this hill kind of crests up towards the middle, we could see essentially a dividing line going north to south right through the middle of this circle as these different squads are going to have to interact with each other.
This is crazy. We have Team Gates and Slime Squad, both teams out of the top 3 as of the last game. And they are now in a position to be in the top 7 of this game with a lot of kills. This could be their game to leapfrog into that position. Team Gates actually takes the first down onto Carbon from Slime Squad. C9 still playing active. They have the great spot in the zone atop this hill. Spacestation Gaming now forced to move.
See, Tempo Storm came out and came forward, managed to get a little bit of a foothold in there. So right now it is only Cloud9 and Tempo Storm with 1 person inside of this. Luke's peeking back around. He knows the guys from Dignitas have to come back over onto this angle. He's got to provide cover for the rest of the guys from Tempo Storm to try to make it up here. We've seen them have some trouble with transitions. Now we're seeing Microstar getting that down on the guys from Cloud9 as 2 different fights are starting to break out.
Microstar has been huge for his team throughout this tournament. Cloud9 receives their first casualty. Still Resible is Frolicker. Moody holding security. He's trying to get as much vision as possible. He is very, very vulnerable up at that rock, though. Microstar has been keen with that SLR throughout this entire game. They can't push just yet. They have to move up the circle, but they do have Team Gates on their right side. What can they do here, Matchroom?
It looks like they're just going to opt into playing in this low ground position, crawl in, and pray that some of these other teams have to start fighting each other. A couple of long-range shots now coming in. They are going to get the res off. That's really important for Cloud9 because they want to keep everybody up. Does he see the angle onto it? Meanwhile, we're popping over here with Tempo Storm. You can see BenQ5 gets taken down. Long-range shots coming out from the guys from Dignitas. Uncivil under a lot of pressure. Barely a little bit of life. He's going to get over behind the tree. Somehow live through this, but now it's Adam's turn to run the gauntlet.
Yeah, so for Uncivil, Space Station Gaming was nipping at his heels, and they will finish him off. Space Station Gaming inactive through this game, but it's only up to Adam now, just trying to get up to where Tempo Storm is. It's time for a hero move from Adam. He knows they're there. He's got the AK. He saw the movement. He saw Maluk jumping around. Did Maluk see him? He does, and trade, and Adam will go down. Dignitas is out. Tempo Storm does get the res. Totality, it is actually Slime Squad taking another casualty as they are continuing to tangle up is Slime Squad and Cloud9.
Tempo Storm now has a moment to breathe as the closest player to them is going to be Terrogate from Totality. Last person alive. Space Station Gaming is just going to do a push right up the hillside. Nobody's going to notice them as of yet. And got the guys from Slime Squad still playing that lower area, but they did lose one of their members. They're doing a slow crawl now, just trying to make sure that they're inside.
Yeah,
where's the new circle go? And it's going to go back over towards Team Gates.
Yeah, so for Team Gates, now they're going to be able to hold this gap. Cloud9 already starts to press forward. They are wanting to grab the best possible position they can. They have the firepower. Stab looking to see if anyone's pressing. Space Station Gaming is following them, but they're looking for Tempo Storm.
Yes.
The last team they heard, and now it will pop off.
And you can see that got Spacestation Gaming going for the peak, taking a lot of damage there. H-Win's got to watch the angle for it. A lot of shots coming in. He does get down from stab. It's going to be Cloud9 that gets a good beat onto him. That's going to drop them down to 2 and put them in a very risky position, as now they are caught between Cloud9 and Tempo Storm. Tempo Storm just really wants to push a little bit further towards the north, where Terrogate is presently holding this angle. This could turn bad for Tempo Storm if they have to be too focused in on Spacestation Gaming and they don't notice Taro hiding right back behind them.
Taro is in a position where he just wants to secure a position. I know that for Smurf and the rest of Spacestation Gaming, they've been putting pressure onto Tempo Storm. They're just trying their best to get as many frags as possible. That's an unfortunate misclick for Smurf there. He might have even flashed himself, but regardless, they're throwing those grenades at Tempo Storm. Cloud9 still pressuring from behind. Tempo Storm in trouble here. Dre is a little bit too far ahead. They're not able to trade. The first one goes down to Spacestation Gaming. Just
got
like
a grenade that's come out. Bin Q5 is still up and alive back in the corner over there, but Space Station's trying to go for the flank. You can see there's so much smoke that's down inside of this. Taro should have an angle on this. If he chooses to act, he might be able to save somebody in there, but Moody actually steps up, gets a shot on your boy Dre and finishes him off.
So as far as Moody's concerned, he has been down, but he's picked up another kill. Moody has been down, but now it's going to be Tempo Storm eliminated by Spacestation Gaming. Interrogate now coming alive for Totality, taking one, but now everyone knows where Interrogate is, and he's been spotted by the rest of Spacestation Gaming. It's only Vexel, actually.
He's just trying to run. He knows he's got to get to that tree down there. As long as there's enough time for a distraction, this should allow for a res based off of the hillside and how it plays out there. Guys from Slime Squad kind of bisecting. They hear about the firefight that's happening with Cloud9, but they're going to walk right into where Frolicker is at.
Microstar can clutch. We've seen him do it in the past. They're getting closer and closer to Cloud9. Moody has gone down to Space Station Gaming. Slime Squad has an opportunity here. Vexel is finished off. Space Station is eliminated in 5th place. C9 may be going for a res. We've seen that in the past as Microstar goes down to Team Gates.
Carbon is the last sole member, and he gets taken down as well, it looks like there. No, actually, he's just hiding off on the outside of it. Cloud9 is showing a lot of dominance from their high top position. They're firing down on everyone. Finally, Carbon does go out there. So it is just Taro from Totality still alive, 2 members of Team Gates, and 4 people from Cloud9, all looking down on these different angles.
This is looking really good for Cloud9 if they can hold on to this thing. It is 3 strong versus 4 versus 1. So now it's going to be all about Interrogate. Will he be the Honeybadgernation, or sorry, the Wick of this game? Will Interrogate be able to clutch this? But he has been spotted and killed. Caster Curse, ladies and gentlemen. Moody takes him out.
And there we go. We are now down to just 2 teams, 7 people alive. Cloud9 in control of the circle, and you can tell that Team Gates knows it. They're trying to go for a reposition on this UAZ. If they can get it, they can at least buy themselves a little bit of space, but I don't think that they managed to make it inside the safe circle yet.
So for Cloud9, they are spread out. Lots of vision for them. Team Gates is now slowly being surrounded. Ream's going on that wide flank, trying to get as much info as he can. This could be huge for them. Stab, trying to distract. Frolicker does go down. They do trade. Another one. That's Frolicker finished. Ream all the way behind them now. Mossy is down as well. So for Team Gates, they have to manage these angles. Mortify taking more damage. Ream all the way behind CeeLo. Mortify has spotted him.
Yeah, he does get spotted out, and that's going to force him to stop his flank. But they do have control over the circle. It's going to be Team Gates that has to step forward. That's a strong peek coming out from Ream. He wants to hit these shots on it. Exco is now down. Ream's holding a great angle off over there. Tabs him a little bit, just enough to force him to retreat back. CeeLo needs to be active and get a little bit of firefight. You know, it looks like they've already burned through all their smokes just to get into this position. Ream has to run. He goes down. Now we're stuck in a 2v2.
Cloud9 had a great position there, but now can they manage it? Moody and the rest of his squad have not moved up to support. Ream was making it so that he had to run to the zone. They had to run to the zone. Now Moody has the option, and he will finish it off. Really nice from Cloud9. Really good positioning. They forced Team Gates out into the open matchroom. Incredible performance. And